David had spent years saving for his dream home, a peaceful suburban property with a private backyard pool. But peace was never meant to last. One morning, while sipping his coffee, he looked out the window and froze. A group of strangers were splashing around in his pool. And at the center of it all stood Karen, the HOA neighbor known for her gossip, loud complaints, and sense of entitlement. When David walked outside, towel in hand, Karen smiled as if nothing was wrong. "Oh, don't mind us," she said cheerfully. "The community pool is under maintenance, so we thought we'd use yours for a bit." "It's practically the same thing." David couldn't believe the audacity. His pool? On his property? Still, he stayed calm. "Karen, this isn't part of the HOA property," he explained firmly. "It's private." She simply laughed, saying, "We all pay dues. That means community access, right?" That moment marked the beginning of an unforgettable feud. What started as an innocent boundary issue would soon turn into a neighborhood war that left everyone speechless and Karen humiliated in front of the entire HOA. David thought the pool invasion was a one-time event. But the next weekend, he heard laughter again, and this time, there were even more people. Karen had turned his private pool into a public hangout. Furious but composed, David called the HOA president, Mr. Collins, to clarify the rules. At the meeting, Karen acted innocent. "It's a community spirit thing," she argued. "We should all share amenities." Mr. Collins hesitated. Karen was known to stir trouble, and no one wanted conflict. David presented the deed papers proving the pool was on his land. Yet somehow, the HOA decided to review the issue before taking action. That night, David sat by the pool alone, lights reflecting on the water. He couldn't understand why doing the right thing felt so hard. He wasn't angry, just deeply disappointed. But as he stared into the water, an idea began forming, something smart, quiet, and completely legal. Karen thought she'd taken advantage of a nice man. But she had no idea what David was planning. David didn't want revenge, he wanted peace. So, he installed new security cameras and reinforced the fence around his pool. He even added a new gate with coded access. Within days, he started getting notifications, Karen and her friends trying to jump the fence. Instead of confronting them, David calmly collected every video clip, every photo, and every timestamp. He filed everything neatly, creating a folder titled Unauthorized Entry. Meanwhile, Karen bragged around the neighborhood. "David can't stop us," she told her friends, laughing. "He's just being dramatic." But what she didn't realize was that her arrogance was being recorded, moment by moment. And David wasn't planning to yell or argue, he was planning to expose the truth where it mattered most. Soon, an emergency HOA meeting would be called. And this time, the evidence would speak louder than words. When the HOA meeting began, Karen strutted in confidently. Her friends whispered and smirked, certain she'd win again. But David entered with a quiet smile and a flash drive in his hand. "Before we start," he said, "I have something to show everyone." As the video played, the room went silent. The footage showed Karen climbing the fence, handing drinks to her guests, and laughing at David's name. Mr. Collins' jaw dropped. "Karen," he said sternly, "you violated multiple property rules and trespassed on private land." Her face turned pale. "This is ridiculous. He's overreacting," she snapped. But no one was laughing anymore. For the first time, the HOA stood with David. The president ruled that Karen would face fines for trespassing and unauthorized use of private property. But David wasn't done yet, his next move would end this drama forever. That weekend, David took the final step. Early in the morning, he installed tall privacy hedges around the pool and reinforced the gate with a digital lock. When Karen tried to enter again, the code didn't work. Her face turned red with frustration as she realized her pool days were over. Later that day, a notice appeared on her mailbox, effective immediately: "You are banned from entering or hosting guests on this property. HOA and police are notified." Karen tried to fight it, but no one supported her. Neighbors had seen enough. They quietly thanked David for standing his ground. For the first time in months, David sat by his pool in peace. The sunlight reflected on the still water, calm and clear. The battle was over, but the lesson was unforgettable. Sometimes, the quietest response speaks the loudest truth. Karen avoided David for weeks. Rumors spread fast. Everyone in the community now knew what she had done. Her reputation crumbled overnight. The HOA even asked her to step down from her committee position. David didn't gloat. He simply nodded politely when they crossed paths. Deep down, he felt no joy in her embarrassment, only relief that justice had been served without anger or shouting. One evening, Karen walked up to his fence, quieter than usual. "I guess I went too far," she said. David replied calmly, "You just forgot what respect looks like." Then he turned back to his house, leaving her standing there, speechless. From that day, no one ever touched his pool again. But they all remembered the story, the day one calm man outsmarted the loudest neighbor in the HOA. Months passed, and peace returned to the neighborhood. The pool, once a battleground, now symbolized patience and quiet strength. Even Karen had changed. She started following rules, volunteering for cleanup drives, and slowly rebuilding trust. David didn't seek revenge. He sought respect and earned it. The HOA updated its policies, ensuring no one would face such disrespect again. As David sat by the pool, the same sun that once reflected chaos now shined on calm water. He smiled, knowing that standing up quietly can sometimes be the loudest way to speak, and that was the final twist in this unbelievable HOA story. If you loved the drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. It really helps this channel grow.